Hey everybody, I'm Scott Weichel. You're listening to My Kind of Country. Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday night. It's a pleasure to have this lady back on the show with me tonight. The last time she was here, we talked about this brand new project with George Jones, Lost Nashville Sessions. And I had mentioned to her, boy, it sure would be cool to have this thing out on vinyl. And guess what? It's coming out on vinyl, folks, and Nancy's going to tell us about it today. It's a pleasure to welcome Nancy Jones to My Kind of Country. Hello, Nancy.
Hello, Scott. How are you?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. You've got me so excited. You followed through on this whole vinyl thing. I suggested that last time we talked, and you said, I'm going to get on the phone.
He's going to get it. That's the prettiest thing ever. I love it.
That is so fantastic. I'm looking for it. I can't wait to get my hands on a copy of it, and that's the way you should hear George Jones records, I think, don't you?
Oh, I love it. I'm just, they sent me some, and I'm like, oh, my God, this is absolutely beautiful, because I love vinyl, and I know you do.
Absolutely. I cannot wait to hear it. It's going to be fabulous. What a great album. We did a whole feature on it last time. These are songs that were recorded by George back in the 70s for the Navy Hoedown radio shows, and they were never released other than just to radio. And Nancy and her whole crew have cleaned these songs up and remastered them and put them out for everybody to hear. And some of the best songs, and George was singing so great at that time in his career. And Nancy, I did not know that Tom Gramuglia had passed away.
I know, isn't that sad? And he was so excited about this. This was his baby.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, but I'm so glad that we were able to get this out, and bless Paul Martin. And I understand Rex Allen Jr. also produced this project too, right?
He did. Yes, he did. Him and Paul came to me about it, and when right after George died, and I'm like, oh, sure. I mean, y'all go with see what you can do. And I hadn't even heard back from them until this year.
Well, I'm so glad that they were able to get it done. It's a great project.
They did a good job. I mean, it's just wonderful.
They sure did. Folks, you can get a copy of this CD at Walmart or Amazon.com, and the vinyl you can order at Amazon.com, and you can also visit CountryRewind.com and get more information about this fabulous project, along with some other great releases that Country Rewind has done in the last few years. It's great music, and you're going to love it. Nancy, I want to congratulate you also. You won some awards at the Telly Awards. Tell me a little bit about that.
Oh, this is so wonderful. It was the show that we did in Huntsville, Alabama, and I had 35 artists on there, and they were, it was a tribute to George, and I've never been so excited. They said we're up for an Emmy, so you know me, I got to have my blue jeans on, but they, no, you got to dress up. Okay. So I did. I went, and I like to fell out of the chair when they said the winner is George Jones playing possum. I'm like, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. The only thing I could say when I got up there is, thank you, Jesus, for giving me the courage to get up here, because I am so nervous.
Well, congratulations. I think that's wonderful. And I know Kurt Webster was a big force in that, and Kurt's a great friend of mine, and I'm just so happy for you guys.
Thank you so much. I'm having an Emmy party at my house on the 25th, and so I talked to the Emmy people, and I said, look, I have 35 artists on there. Is there any way that I can get a plaque of some kind with an Emmy on it to give to these artists? Because without them, I wouldn't have even got nominated. And so I did. So on the 25th, I'm having a party here at the house.
Hey, that's fantastic. Is that going to be available for people to purchase on DVD or anything? Do you know?
We're working on that now. You have to get old Webster to continue to work on that. He keeps telling me, we're working on it. Well, get busy. People want to see that.
That is for sure. Well, in the meantime, we got some great George Jones music to listen to. And Nancy, as I live with this album, I really love not only the production, but George's voice is so great here. And all these songs were recorded. I have the luxury, I have the original Navy Hoedown shows on records that they used to send out to the radio stations. So I've heard the originals of these, and it was really cool to compare and go and listen to the new versions, and it just wowed me to no end.
Well, it's a cool one. I'll tell you what, if somebody you love George Jones, you need to get this and the vinyl because it's just amazing, his voice.
Amazon.com, you can get the vinyl. It was released on March 21st, and it's available at Amazon.com. George Jones, The Lost Nashville Sessions. And you can get the vinyl there at Amazon. As I mentioned, you can also go to Walmart and pick up a CD. And I found one in my Walmart here just recently, and by gosh, I picked up a CD too.
Good for you. Good for you.
Nancy, I wanted to ask you real quick about Jones Country. We didn't get a chance to talk about this last time. Tell me about Jones Country, and does it still exist?
Well, no. When we moved, they tried it a little bit, but it didn't work. So they don't have anything going on out there. But no, I was excited to just really get some rest and move to Nashville and get some other things happening. But we did have a great time out there with all the people that came out that far out in those woods and did our shows out there.
You had a lot of big country music shows, and that was a big park, and you had I think, was there a trailer park there too that you had?
Yeah, yes it was.
Wow, how did that all come about? Was that just an idea that George had?
The idea that George had, and I thought, well, this is great because it will keep him busy, and it did. I mean, we cleared that land, and I'd never been so tired in my life, but we had a restaurant, we had a club there, we had the shows across the road there, and it was just like in the woods, but people came.
Wow, that's amazing. I wish I could have got to see that. That's great. When George was doing albums, especially in later years, tell me a little bit about some of the songs that he picked and how he went about picking songs for his albums.
Well, George, he got a lot of writers that would send him songs and things, and his favorite way to listen to songs was get in the car and ride around. He said that was the best stereo system ever. So he would do that, and that was how he would pick a song. And, he was a ballad man. He loved ballads. So sometimes he had to have something on there that was up-tempo, but his favorite was to do the ballads.
His last album with Merle Haggard was fabulous, too. I love Yesterday's Wine, but that second one they did together, man, that was so great. Did he go out to Merle's place to record that album?
No, Merle came here.
That must have been a blast.
It was. They were both funny.
What a great thing. I know he and Merle were great friends.
Yes, they were.
As you listen to this new album, The Lost Nashville Sessions, what are some standout cuts for you personally, Nancy, that you identify with more than others?
Well, mine and George's favorite song, which was his, he always would tell me, you got to walk through this world with me. Don't you leave me. I said, I ain't going nowhere. So that was our favorite song, was Walk Through This World With Me, and the Grand Tour.
Oh, I love the Grand Tour. This is a great version on this project, that is for sure. Well, I can't thank you enough. I know you've got other interviews to do, so we'll keep this one short, but thank you so much for taking time to be on the show. And folks, again, please get your copy of George Jones, The Lost Nashville Sessions. You can get it on CD at Walmart, or you can get the vinyl, which I highly recommend. It's available at Amazon.com, and be sure to tell them that My Kind of Country sent you. Nancy, thank you so much for being on the show. Bless your heart.
Oh, Scott, thank you, and it's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Likewise. I hope we get to do it again soon. Thank you so much. Keep us posted on anything new coming up with George. We'll be happy to promote it.
I will. Thank you.
All right. Here's some great music from the Lost Nashville Sessions, George Jones, as we continue with My Kind of Country.
Thank you, Scott. Bye-bye, honey.
Bye-bye.